Hello everybody and welcome to my channel, Economy Mommy. My name is Jenny, although I guess I should say Economy Mommy to be. Just a little background about myself. I live with my husband. We've been married for 2 years. We live with 2 cats, our good cat Kiwi and the other cat, Indy. He's a little bit of a troublemaker right now. He's only 6 months old, I think, and he's very rambunctious. Our road to start a family has not been exactly easy for us. We've been trying since we got married. We had 1 miscarriage. Our daughter was born last August. However, we never got to bring her home. She died 39 minutes after she was born. And now we are 18 weeks pregnant with our next daughter. Stand up here and yeah, this is our daughter. She's not born yet, but here she is. And so the ultimate goal that we have is, I'm working part-time at Joann's right now, but the ultimate goal that we have is for me to be a stay-at-home mom and take care of my daughter and our other children to follow full-time. So one of the things that we are considering, well, I shouldn't say considering because we've actually put it into motion, is ways to save money so that we can be a single income family and I can take care of our children and yet those cats. Sorry. Okay, so anyhow, what I'm discussing today is diapers and wipes, because obviously when you're having a baby, you know you're going to need tons of diapers and wipes. We were looking up and the average cost for diapers for 1 year is $900. And you figure if your child's not going to be potty trained until 2, maybe 3, that's quite a little bit of money just wrapped up in diapers that are going to go sit in a landfill for forever and a year. So one of the things that we're going to do to save money and to help save the environment is cloth diapers, which I'm making myself. Yes, you can buy them, but for 6 of the ones that I was looking at, for 6 of them, it's about $40. Well, I bought the material and made 24 shells. Well, I shouldn't say made because I still have 6 more left to go. So I've almost made 24 shells for my diapers. And so far it's only cost us about $70. And these diapers, I found this really great pattern from a website. It's for free and it's Rita's diaper, I can't remember, it's diaper something. If you're interested in the pattern, let me know, I'll put a link for it. But I had sent it to Staples and they printed out the pattern for me. They did an amazing job, by the way. I don't know if every Staples is like ours, but this one was pretty great. Never used them before, but they did excellent. Anyhow, cut the pattern out, applied it, and let me show you. Before our diaper is made, it looks like this. This is the back side, comes up the back, up down here, and that's the side that goes in the front. Flipped it around, you've got the inside lining. The green's actually the outer shell of the diaper. I have the fabric backwards right now because this one's not sewed yet. I've got it clipped together, so I'm going to begin sewing it in a few minutes, but I will show you some of the diapers that we have finished. So this is one of our diapers. This is the inside. The inside I just made out of a flannel because I wanted something that was going to be soft. Doesn't necessarily need to be water resistant or waterproof. I just wanted something soft that was going to be, because this is going to be up against the baby, and I just wanted something nice. This outer part is anti-pill fleece from Joann's, and what I did was I went and got a whole bunch of remnants if they had them, because it's much cheaper. They're 50% off the original price. Plus, if the anti-pill fleece happens to be on sale at the time, you also get that sale. So it works out to be a very good deal to do it that way. But anyhow, the reason I chose this, when the original creator of the diaper pattern made it, Rita, She made it with 2 layers of flannel. And her diapers were designed so that you put a waterproof cover over them. I didn't necessarily want to do that. One less step, if I can do it, is what I would like to do. So what I was doing was making an all-in-2 diaper, which basically is a waterproof shell like this. So it eliminates the need of a plastic cover. And then on the inside, I will make some inserts or liners. I call them inserts, but they're liners made out of bamboo fleece, which I have not purchased the bamboo fleece yet or made the liners, but eventually it will snap in place right inside the diaper here. And that will be the absorbent part that will catch all the dirty work from the baby. This one in particular, I put some elastic in the back. I did not do that with all of them. Just wanted a few with some elastic in the back. And elastic in the legs, so they're nice and fitted. These diapers are designed to go from a newborn to a toddler. So I think, I'm trying to remember what her pattern said. I think it was from 7 pounds, I think she said, 7 pounds to 38 or 40, something like that, something along those lines. And I actually have one here that I made that I put on my husband's childhood teddy bear. See, it's pretty fitted around the leg. You can see the back side nice and tight. This one does not have elastic in, but you can tell it's pretty snug around. Obviously this teddy bear is smaller than most newborn babies would be. I'm holding it in place with 1 pin. You don't have to use a pin. I think the hardest part of putting this diaper on was trying to get the pin to open, because I did not know how to open the pins. But I hear they have like these snappy things. I might get into that at one point, because it would definitely make it a little bit faster. But anyhow, this is the diaper that I'm going to be sewing on today. And when I finish here, we can talk about some wipes. Okay, so I'm just going to sew these two together. And part of the reason that I chose the anti-pill fleece is because it's pretty good. You can use PUL, which is good too. I'm not a huge fan of it, and it's very hard to come by where I live unless you want to like order it online, which I don't really want to do. I'd rather just pick it up in the store. So I did not do PUL. I chose to do fleece for my outer layer, which is good at repelling water. It's going to keep the urine and stuff from getting to the baby's clothing. When you wash the fleece with when you wash this part with fabric softener, it'll actually make the fleece even more water resistant. And that's what I'm going to do for that part. You definitely don't want to wash your inside liners, the part that goes on here with fabric softener, because you don't want that repelling water. You want that to absorb. So fleece is actually a pretty good option if you're on a budget, because PUL is a little more expensive. I mean, it does work if that's something that you like and you want to try. By all means, I'm not going to just say, this is just, after doing a lot of research, this is what I found I want to go with, and this is what I decided to do. So, I've got cat fights going on my living room floor. Our kitten is very antsy all the time, and our older cat doesn't really want to play the way he does. He wants to bounce around and all sorts of stuff, and she just wants to lay on the carpet and sleep. Okay. I'm just putting a straight stitch around the diaper just to get the main body part of it put together. I am by no means the best at sewing, but I get things done. and it works out pretty well. I think most of the diapers I made turned out really nice. I've got this one here in pink, and I made them all with different insides. I've got this yellow one here. I made this one with dinosaurs because I thought it'd be a good way to entice my husband to help me change diapers on the weekends when he's off. Who knows if it'll work, but I thought it would be a good idea. Okay, so I'm about halfway done sewing this one. It doesn't take very long to actually sew when you get right down to it, to sew the diapers. The diapers are pretty quick. I think in her pattern, she says that it takes about 13, a half hour, I think is what she said. Sorry, sewing machine malfunction. Okay. I love these little clippy things I got from Joann's. It eliminates the need of like pins. You just open them up, clip it right on the fabric, holds it wonderfully. That's what I've been using for the diapers, and I just love it. It works great for that. And pins was driving me nuts. Almost done. I'm probably not going to really put elastic in the back side of this because the diapers are pretty well designed to stay in place on the back and the front side. They fit pretty snugly around. The one I had on the diaper did not have any elastic in it, and I think it did a pretty good job. And like I said, the diaper's pretty small. The teddy bear I had it on, rather, is pretty small. So I don't think that's going to be too much of an issue. I did put it in a couple of the diapers. I showed you my red one had some of the elastic in the back, and that's just because I was just concerned if, you know, maybe our baby is going to be smaller when she's born, then the elastic might be handy to put in the back, just so it's a little more form-fitting and catches more messes. So let me go ahead. I'm almost done here. Okay. Got like 2 more pins to get through. Or not pins, I should say clips. Okay. Okay, so apparently I'm out of thread now, so now I've got to fill my bobbin. I've filled my bobbin so many times to get through these diapers. It just takes a lot of thread. But I think it's going to be pretty well worth it when I get finished. There's like these little machine things. I don't exactly know how much they cost. I haven't really looked into them for spraying like solids off the diapers into the toilet to make it a little easier. That way you don't have to scrape it on. I mean, it's not necessary, but what I'm actually going to do is we have a spare bathroom that's pretty close to where the baby's room is going to be. And I've already talked to my husband. We're going to get like this little, like a hose with the sprayer on the end. We're going to attach it to our bathroom sink. And then I can just use that to spray the solids off into the toilet and flush, and then it'll be less mess for me. I won't have to scrape the stuff off. So, see, now you can start this with me from the beginning. You can be with me straight from when we make the diapers all the way to when the baby's here and we're using the diapers, and you can see how they work. I'm kind of excited to see how they go too. It figures my bobbin would have to go on me right at the end of the diaper, finishing it. Okay, let's rethread my needle and get back to business. Okay, there we go. Okay. I'm not really getting too in close because this isn't really like a tutorial of how to, let me move that. I just realized you can't really see. Okay. It's not really a tutorial on how to make the diapers. I mean, if you want, I have no problem putting up the pattern. If you would like to try the pattern for yourself, here we go. This is more along the lines of just the different stuff that we are doing to get ready for baby. Shortly after my other daughter died, I needed some time, just some stuff to do. I mean, I was off from work for a little bit and just needed something to take my mind off everything and keep me from going crazy. And that's when I started painting everything. I painted the shutters, I painted our door, I painted our spare bathroom, I painted our kitchen wall, made like an accent wall. We can thank Pinterest for that. And then I went and I repainted my daughter's room because I just needed something different after everything. And I found that Pinterest has a whole bunch of ideas. I'll have to show you the accent wall I did in her room. It turned out pretty good. But I have to thank Pinterest for the wonderful ideas that I got from there. And painting was my stress relief, so it worked out pretty good. Okay, so here's the diaper I just sewed together. You can tell the fabrics are inside out. I left a space at the front, a little space where we're gonna pull it through. Before I pull it through though, I'm going to add the elastic in the legs. This is just regular knit elastic. Okay, so they said the best thing to do when you're adding it is to put it on the fleece side. That's why I have the green side up, because when you do it on the fleece side, it will kind of scoop inward when you turn the diaper inside out, so it'll kind of help hold any messes. I thought that was a neat little tip that I really appreciated learning. I didn't actually find that tip on this diaper pattern's instructions. That was actually from somebody else. But I really appreciate the tips that they shared. Okay, so just stretch the elastic out. I think it's so much fun seeing how these diapers shape up and taking fabric that looks like it's too big. And when I first cut out the pattern for this, and I was showing my husband, I'm like, look, I got the pattern all cut out here, the fabric pieces, it's gonna be our baby's diaper. And he just looks at it and his eyes are huge and he goes, that diaper is gonna be bigger than my own underwear. And I'm like, no, because by the time you get done sewing it up and stuff, you've got your seam allowance you have to account for, you know, I'm turning this inside out. So there's a little bit there that you have to figure on. Okay. Yeah, so you could see how big the unsewn pieces were compared to the sewn diapers that I've already showed you. we have elastic done on one leg. The elastic was a little bit tricky when I first attempted to do it, but I pretty much got the end of an L. Here it is, elastic. You can see the elastic pretty much pulls it together. So that's part of the reason too, I think, is you've got so much material. And plus you need a lot of material because, I mean, if this is going to go from a baby to a toddler, it'll be good to have that. Okay. There we go. Let's stretch out my elastic. I'll be almost done with this in a minute. Bit more. Trying to stretch the elastic as I go. In her instructions, she says to stretch it as far as humanly possible as you're sewing it. So I don't know if I'm stretching it quite as far as it needs to go, but I'm trying, so hopefully it'll work. All right. Out pretty well because I only work at Joann's. I do their admin from 7 in the morning until 9, so it makes it nice because I have a lot of time to come home and get stuff prepared so I can make the diapers and such as that. Okay, here we go. Elastic on our second side. See, starting to look more like a diaper. All right, so now the part is I find the little opening that I left up here, and I'm just gonna work my way through. Okay, actually, that's a lot of extra fabric. I'm gonna cut that first. There we go. Okay, now I'm gonna pull it through. That was another thing my husband was kind of surprised about because he could not believe that I was going to pull this diaper through this tiny little opening. He didn't think it was possible. And he's watching me do it and he was just stunned. He's like, wow. Usually when I'm making these, I'll just turn on like the radio or the TV. I've been watching a lot of Flintstones while I was making all those other ones. Here we go. Just want to poke out my little corners. Actually, that corner did not get sewed very well. Oh, that might have been the one where my bobbin went because it doesn't look like there's anything at all. Okay, give me just a second while I correct this. Because we do not want an unsewn corner. That's not good. Okay. Resew. Okay. There we go. Okay, finished. Can't believe I did not sew that part. My bobbin ran out partway through and I think it kind of threw me off a little bit. Okay, so continue turning out the diaper. Turning it out, turning it out. Here we go. Good. Poke that one through. I got one more. Come on. Poke that one through. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Aha. Here we go. Okay, so I've got it like this. Doesn't look like much, does it? We're not done yet. We have one more step. So my next step is just going to be taking and putting like a top stitch right along here. I generally do that from the inside lining of the diaper. I just found I like it better. So put this back up here. I've been doing kind of like, on my machine, it's like a preset sewing stitch. It's kind of like a little, not really a zigzag, but it's kind of just like a little bit of a wave, and I kind of like it. So, come on. Okay. I did not clip this before I started doing the top stitch, so I have to adjust it a little bit as I go. Okay. They generally recommend for the all-in-two diapers like I'm doing, that you have anywhere from 8 to 10 shells, because typically the idea is that you don't have to change the entire diaper. Like, you'll just have to unsnap the inside insert, clean that out, put a new insert in, and the diaper should be pretty well clean, so you should be able to reuse these. So they recommended having anywhere from 8 to 10. I have actually done 24. Well, I am going to have a completed total of 24 because we plan on having more children, and fairly soon too, because we're hoping for a total number of 3 before I hit 30, and I'm 27 right now, so I'm gonna do it fairly soon. So in all likelihood, I'll probably have more than 1 in diapers at one time if everything goes well. So that's the reasoning behind having so many all-in-two diapers at one time. It's not typically just for one baby, but for multiple. And like I told my husband, I would rather do them right now when I have more time than trying to make extra diapers when I have 2 kids to take care of too. Okay, push that back in. Putting this top stitch in really makes the diaper look a whole lot neater. You saw how it would just look pretty poofy and such. Well, it makes it look a whole lot neater putting in the top stitch, and brings it all together. And plus, that little opening I left at the top of the diaper, I can now close it up by doing this. So here we go. Getting ready to close it. I have one more side to do of top stitching, and then I'm done, and I can show you my diaper wipes. Because yes, we are making diaper wipes as well. You can basically, I'm making my own, but you don't have to. I've heard tell that the baby washcloths work really well if you want to use them as diaper wipes. I know that's what my mom did with my youngest brother. There's 15 years between my youngest brother and I, so that's what she did. Is she would use diaper wipes when she was out of the house, but when she was in the house, she'd fill a bowl with some warm water and use a baby washcloth and do that, and there you go. Eliminates the need to buy a ton amount of diaper wipes, and you don't need one of those wipe warmers because you're just putting warm water in. That's not exactly what I'm gonna do. I am making a ton of diaper wipes. I'm making them out of a flannel. They do recommend that you do not do it out of like a fleece, but like a flannel or a t-shirt material. You want something that'll hold some water, but you don't want it to smear the poop. So that's why I chose to do it out of flannel. Plus it's going to be pretty soft for the baby's bottom. So, yeah, I'm going to use those not just when I'm at the house, but I'm also going to use those when I'm out with the baby, a diaper bag or whatever. Some of the people can pre-wet them. I'm probably not going to pre-wet them. I'm probably just going to carry, like, I'm thinking a little spray bottle, or probably a little spray bottle or something. I can just kind of squirt the wipe with the water and get it wet. You can make wipe solution. I'm trying to think what was all in it. Because I was reading something. I think it has like some, it's like water, but they want you to boil the water. It has to be boiled. Because it lasts better if you boil it. And then you put like some oil in it. I think some women would put like an essential oil or something in it. Okay, so here we've got our finished diaper. You can see the top stitch made it look a whole lot better. We got our stretchy, comes back around. Yep, see? It kind of scoops in to hold any baby messes. And here's the one that I had already put on. Our little teddy bear, holding it with a pin. Works pretty good, even around these legs. These legs are pretty tiny legs, but see, the elastic holds it pretty well. So I think that's gonna be good. Okay, so let's start on our wipes. I'm making two different styles of wipes. The first one that I have is a pretty wide one. You can see it's about the size of, a little bigger than my hand. This is for extremely messy diapers, just in case. The majority of my wipes I made like this. I think it's about 4 inches by like 9 inches, something like that. I'm gonna go ahead and make a smaller one, show you. I already have my material pre-cut, and I'm not gonna bother clipping it. I just put my right sides together. And so that's, okay, turn this. And the wipes sew up super fast. The one day I sat down and I worked for, I don't know how long it was, maybe a half hour, and I had 9 wipes done. So I thought that was pretty excellent. And like I said, I'm making my own, but you don't have to make your own. You can buy them. A lot of the women said those baby washcloths work great for them. You could use a regular washcloth if you want. It might be a little harsh. I'd probably go with something a little bit softer than a regular washcloth. Okay, make my little opening so I can turn it inside out. Okay. See how fast that was? The wipes? Probably got nervous. This video was going to go on for a long while more, but the wipes go really quick. Okay, let me just snip this. Snip. Okay, I'm gonna turn my wipe inside out now, just like I did with the diaper. Here we go, here we go. Okay, Okay, I'm gonna push out my corners, make sure I've got some nice sharp corners. Yay. And it doesn't require too much sewing ability if you do decide to make your own. I don't have a ton of experience. My mom tried to teach me when I was younger, but I just wasn't interested in doing that kind of thing until I got older. There we go. Turned it inside out. Yep. Now I've got this little opening on the side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a top stitch around it just the way I did with the diapers. And we'll take it looking from kind of poofy like this to nice and flat and put together like this. You may not have to really put a top stitch in if you didn't want to. I just like the way it looks. It's a little more finished looking, I think. And I think it adds a little more stability to it as well, personally. So that's just what I'm doing. I think if you didn't have a sewing machine, unless you're like really super fast and good at hand sewing, I probably wouldn't attempt to do this. I'd probably just buy the diapers and buy the cloth diapers, I mean, not the regular. Okay, almost done. One more side and I am done. Okay, here we go. That is my finished wipe that I just did. So now I can add it to my stack. There we go. Whole bunch, and like I said, I've got the bigger ones too in case of bigger messes. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of my channel, is getting all ready for baby. And I'm not going to make diapers and wipes for every video. Some of it may be cleaning and organizing. I know my husband finished painting the baby's room for me. I did the accent wall and 3 of the other walls, but he had to finish the 4th wall for me. So he did that, so I'm going to have to organize the room and get it all ready. But other than that, I've got some little baby socks that I had made them blue at the time. I didn't know if we were having a girl or a boy, but these are a crocheted pattern that my sister had sent me. See how tiny it is? My finger is bigger, but it flips up and you've got a nice ribbed, it helps hold it on to the baby's foot so that you don't have socks falling off. So our baby is going to be born in September, so we'll probably be needing some socks at some point. There we go, little cute baby socks. All right, so that's it for today. We did diapers, wipes. I showed you my little teddy bear and my little baby socks. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.